Here we go, everyone. And this is the final game. And it is UUUU versus Shkodder. And it's an important match because if UUUU wins this, he still has a shot for the semifinal. Over Cares. He did make it raw against Cares, but so far the only point he has on the board because he lost against Gonzo. But so did Cares. Cares won against Shkodder though. So if he wins against Shkodder here, he still has a chance. But he has to beat Shkodder first, and Shkodder did get a map of Gonzo, so obviously showed that he is not a weak pushover. So it will be an interesting match as we go in here with a really nice game. Sadly, England won 2-0 in the finals of the Football European Championship. Yeah. Unfortunate goal in the 110th minute of extra time, and then a lot of slow play. A lot of slow play to make it over the extra couple of minutes, and Germany not quite clever enough to get it out of there again. So yeah, England is the champion of the women's UEFA European Cup. And yeah, Spitfire coming out here from the get-go, as we have a really hot game going on here. Shkodder bringing in first Blindate, Romania Mare, and one of the favorite divisions of El Bowser back in the day. By now, not quite as strong as it once was, not quite as meta as it once was, but still good. On the other side, the division that also has fallen off slightly, but still also really good division. Maybe even a better division. The second New Zealanders. Shermans plus Oplitas plus deck counts in all their different forms, including this deck count with HE gun. This deck count Mark II with its little puny HE gun. Should be an interesting matchup. Those 17 here, trying to get away from the Spitfire. Hotchkiss Transport is a weird choice, as the Hotchkiss really doesn't do that much anymore. I don't think it's worth 20 points at the moment. I rather would just bring in normal 20 mils, but Shkodder is against that. 13-11 here is going on. Schneider gets the stack count killed. Interesting spot. Both sides of Maverick here on Chedrin. And Oblitas coming in the south. Oblitas coming in the south. Stack count Mark II gets the Schneider kill over here. Schneider only 1250 meter range, so gets outranged by the stack count. So you have to be careful there with these 47mm AT guns. Meanwhile, Digger Pierts and Field Engineers trying to get the hill here. Vanatorimoto holding against it. 25-point units with 2 ZB-30 and 2 Orita SMGs. Whilst over here, the Vanatorimoto and Pioneers move in as well. Pioneers will meet the Field Engineers here most likely. AB Hoch, one of the reasons why this division is pretty good. Nice 20mm autocannon there. On the other side, stack count pushing in the south. Snipers here. The sniper teams with radio of the Creek pushing forward here of the New Zealand division. But still Bleeders. The Creek baseline infantry here doing a really good job as well. 2 brands, 2 grease guns, 12-man squad for 25 points. Pretty solid infantry unit. And like really good firepower there. Though you have one issue. You don't have too many infantry with Piats, and the 20mm autocannons can work against your infantry without any anti-tank on them. So the Takams and the AB Hoists can be annoying. Also, Shermans versus Stooks, not doing too hot. So it will be interesting. Takam though gets killed. Mandatory Dekari, a TNT and Panzerschreck unit here. Not quite in range of the Shermans just yet. But Shkodder is holding on, bringing it back to a 12-12 with the push on the hill over here, capturing a flag. Interesting back and forth so far. First fighter bomber coming in on the side of Onward. Killing off 2 field engineers actually. Good hit there. Means the Vanatorimoto can move forward. Once the Pioneers versus field engineers can play here as well. Blindate versus second New Zealander should be an interesting one. Uplitas moving forward. Panzer Grenadiers holding the line. Bigger Piats coming in here as well. Those 17 doing some good recon. Their count should be able to get some hits on. AB Hoich gets killed off. Vanatori Dekari moving into a position though where they maybe can get a Panzerschreck out onto these units. Vanatori Dekari for sure. Quite nice squad as well. The TNT helping out a lot and making them also worthwhile as a fighting unit. Not quite in range of the Oblitas here, though if they pop back in, they now will get be in range. And Quadru not reacting here in time. Will get hit by a TNT here. TNT is lobbed. TNT explodes. Oblitas are gone. The power of the TNT. Stux and Stu up for the fight as well. Vanatori Dekari here though. Not being able to get a shot onto the stack count. Stack count Mark II still being around. Stu coming up though. Will try to get a shot onto this. Losing a Vanatori Dekari and transport though. And the south also gets pushed heavily. Stack count Mark II coming in here with its HE gun as well. Though 17 has at least a good eye on it. Till the Bofors will push it back. But no reinforcements currently coming in for the south. And losing both AB Hoichs in the center is quite painful too. Panzer IV is outnumbered here in the north as well. And the stack count Mark I can penetrate it on closer distances. So it has to be careful to not get into a bad matchup there. It obviously also will penetrate the Sherman relatively easily, but so will the Sherman do to it. And we have an aligning issue here, don't we? Shkodder disengaging again. Vanatori Dekari here could maybe come up against the stack count. Pioneer have to be careful. Stu sitting on top. But reinforcements are needed for south. 13-11 for Quadru. I'm sorry guys. Allergies kicking in there for a second. Well, it's a stack count. Push deeper in the south. Vanatori Dekari though might get a second kill here. Oblitas trying to move in there, but no CQC infantry here. One of the issues of the New Zealanders is that they don't have too much CQC infantry in general. So, or at least nothing that is super good there. No normal flamethrowers. Their flamethrower unit they get is only mediocre, no double flamethrower or anything like that. While TNT here gets thrown. Digger Piats though, this time do dodge. But Vanatori Dekari still might win this fight here, even without TNT helping out, as they have 5 Ovridas. And the Digger Piats now are a bit stressed out, but they have the veterancy advantage, and the Oblitas now coming in should help out as well. Stu helping out from the hill, gets the stack count, but Takam gets killed off by the Sherman. So the Stuk has to save the situation. Being pushed out of this town, never a good thing. Never a good thing. Pioneers though, pushing at least back in the north. Getting the flag back there for a second, but 14-10 is on for Quadru. Stu getting the shot off. Does get a loader wounded. Loader knocked out over here. Bofors from the rear hitting the DOS 17s. Stuk gets the kill onto the stack count. That's the Spitfire. Tries to hunt down the doe. Will it catch it this time? Nope, it won't. So Sherman, last remaining tank right now in the south, but a 6-pounder is on the way, and that's needed. The Sherman versus the two Stu and Stuks is not really performing too well. And the Stuk is approaching in the south as well, but also here a 6-pounder is slowly coming up. Vanatori Dekari couldn't find a victory in the center here just yet. Well, it's the MG34s hold out from the rear. Gustlov 20mm coming up as well. Torimoto rolling slowly forward. Trying to get into a good spot. But the TA rolls back here. Pioneer assault. Sitting in the back. And Gustlov is setting the Spitfire. Right there. Spitfire will get pushed back. And the TA is on the hill. E4 gets moving forward over here. Oplitas on the other side. Moving up. But the T4 is having a good position. No artillery on either side yet. Fighter bombers haven't come back yet. They should be up again, I think. We'll see. 6-pounder here, getting a shot onto the side of Stuk here. Doesn't penetrate. Now has to penetrate the frontal armor, but will do so eventually. So yes, Stuk has to disengage there. Being in this town, really good position for Quadrille. Bringing in the Wolverine from the rear as well. Wolverines though, as they are from the Commonwealth and not the US Army, they don't have the APCR shells. So they are not quite as deadly as those M10s on the American side. And Panzergrenadier in the north, holding the line. Sturman did get the kill though. Or Piat, something got the kill. I think it was the Digger Piats here on the T4. So good kill there for Quadrille, keeping Shkodder at bay. And the stack counts here holding the hill is quite unfortunate for Shkodder as well. Quadrille able to kill off the Vanatory Dekari. Pioneer sitting around as well. Pioneer Assault coming up. That's the Vanatory motto. Hold the line against the Oblitas here, but they will be outgunned eventually. 13-11 is still ticking for Quadrille. Sherman and Stewart coming in from the rear. Pioneer Assault will try to get onto this hill. Vanatory motto have to be careful. Can't really run to the stack count or the Mark 1 or Mark 2 like that. But Vanatory Dekari also coming up once more. Would like to see a mortar half-track. Or some fighter bombers. Fighter bombers could do the job as well. That could be a viable option here too. Fighter bombers trying to go for the Oblitas. Don't spot them right now though. It might be quite a bit off target. Yeah. First fighter bomber not hitting. Second one going for the stack count though. Should be on target. Gets the kill. But Spitfire is around. Spitfire Mark 9. And this is a recon Spitfire with actually enough ammo to kill something. Not like the Seafire that you get in other decks. This is the recon version there, which has only 60 mil ammo. This one has enough ammo to kill something from the rear as well. Bofors still tries to get the kill onto the IAR. AR will make it out, but took a lot of damage. Stack on Mark 2s, pulling some infantry here. AB Horch trying to come around, trying to get some kills, but the Sherman is there. Shkodder may be a bit overeager here. Will get killed off by the Sherman. 14-10 is on. 14-10 is on. But another spotter is coming up to scout Shkodder. And do we have any artillery yet? No. Spotter is just coming in as normal artillery. But 17-pounder is in a nasty spot. Slowly moving forward. Could get the kill onto the stew. And the town hasn't been retaken. And that's really bad for Shkodder. Giving up the town basically means that he now has to make it work up here. Otherwise he will lose the game. So you have to make some good progress here now. Stuart though, first good start there. 2 Sherman still to go. Some infantry still to go as well. Pioneer Assault sitting around. Ooh, Stu goes down. Doe 17 coming in. That's the Schneider. He's sitting here, chilling out. Sherman versus Stuk. Stuk gets the penetration. But 6-pounder sitting around in the side as well. Has to be careful. Sherman slowly disengaging. Does make it off the field. Oblitas still around. Pioneer and Panzergrenadiers trying to push the units back here. But the stack hounds really helping out well on this hill. Vanatory Dekari trying to finish that off. More 20mm coming in as well. Meanwhile the south though still in the hands of Quadrille. Quite favorably so as well. The Vanatory Dekari trying to come in. And the half-tracks here abusing that there's no infantry AT on these Oblitas. Can drive up right next to them and unload the flamethrowers right in their face. Without the flamethrowers having to worry about running up to them. The Oblitas can't hit them beforehand. But the Pioneer Assault gets the double flamer on target. Gets the kill. Gets the surrender. And gets the 11-13 back here. Boston Bombers coming in though. Getting forced back by the 20mm storm. And 13-11 continues for Quadrille. As Shkodder still tries to win the north here. Quite hard. 4 more Pioneers coming in. Boston Bomber though will get some hits, but actually deals way less damage than I expected. Okay, that was actually not that impressive. But Torridicare sitting here in the rear. Down to 1 hit point. Oblidas over here being pinned down. Stackhound has to fight 20mm. Gets support from the Bofors and the Sherman. Sherman gets the kill. But Stackhound will fall afterwards as well. Panzer IV is around. A lot of Pioneeries coming in here as we are on B phase. A lot of CQC units there. The old Pioneer Assault pushing back the Oblidas as well. Ooh, Torridicare gets an important kill here. Kills off another Steward. Pioneer Assault here. Meanwhile, trying to push all the infantry out of the forest. 12-12 is on. MG42 and Panzer Grenadiers coming in here. Whilst the Pioneer will join onto the forest fight. Moving forwards towards the Oblidas. 12-12 is re-established here by Shkodder. Can he keep it on? Pioneer Assault have to disengage. Half-tracks moving forward. South has to be given up basically by now. Just keep it in that center and play for the north. Can that be made work? Can he make it work? Panzer IV, T-60s, all coming in. SPW going down. The half-track here. With its MG42. 6-pounder in a nice spot. Can Shkodder and Quadriu streams of a semi-final here. Wolverine versus Stoke in a good engagement. Wolverine taking damage, has to disengage, doesn't get a hit onto the Stoke, but the 6-pounder did. Or at least I think the 6-pounder over here did. 6-pounder doing a good job there. Stoke trying to kill it, but 6-pounder will most likely win this duel. Has too high of a rate of fire, usually, and too much of a hit chance as well. Schneider trying to help out from the rear here. And Stoke goes down. 12-12 still on. But for sure, more pressure onto Shkodder now. Who is bringing in OB 1934 150mm guns. And that will be interesting. I mean, up here in the north, there's a lot of stacking. And let's see how this goes. Pioneers getting pushed back. Pioneers up this hill also being entrenched. Regida 75mm coming in. Pioneer coming in as well. That's the Spandau over here. Pushes back the MG42 of Shkodder. And Kitty Hawk comes in with a nice bombing run. Will get no kills though. The Pioneer Assault still should be able to shoot their double flamer at least then. But have to retreat right afterwards. Not fast enough there. Torimoto not good enough to stop 2 Oblidas. So the bombing run of the Kitty Hawk still paid off in the end. Getting the pin down there. IAR tries to do the same in reverse, but has to be careful to not pin down the own units. Okay, one Oblidas here gets pushed back. Torridicare still in a position. IAR goes down to Spitfire. Torridicare still in a spit position to kill off the Stackhound. Not necessarily though, but Quadriu wins another infantry fight. Artillery up here could be nice. Not unloaded quite yet though. Pioneer Assault and normal Pioneers coming up. Meanwhile, from the other side, we see the first 140mm off map. Straight called in onto Shkodder's forces up on this hill. And that might bring it back at the 13-11 in favor of Quadriu. Shkodder really under pressure. South basically unbeatable by now. So North has to be the place to make it work. Or at least to start to make it work. To allow for more investments into the South. But he is running out of time when it comes to the income. Both sides will go on really low income in B phase, in C phase, after the high B phase. So not enough to really set up a good aggressive push with anymore later on, or at least too much time between those. And the off map is coming in. Regida coming in at the wrong time. It's really not looking good for Shkodder right now. Quadriu up on the 13-11. Can Shkodder do the comeback? I mean, point-wise, still a lot left, but position-wise, it feels just so much weaker than what we have on the red side here for UUU. Boston Bomber coming in the north. Might get some good hits. MG34 does fall. And Spandau MG keeps on shooting as well. Pioneer might have to fall back. Tak comes in T4. Will keep shooting here. Oblitus gets pushed back as well. That's more Panzer Grenadiers and Vanitory Decari come up here in the rear. The account Mark 1 engages onto the Panzer Grenadier here. Panzer Grenadier does disengage. Pioneer rolling up onto the hill. Slowly but surely. Oh, and that was not what I was planning. Misclick there. MG42 coming in from the rear here. Well, it's the Spandau HMG is getting pushed back. MG42 does fall. Kitty Hawk does get the kill there. Ghost Loft trying to hit from the rear. 1311 for UUU does take. Spitfires and Boston Bombers coming in to hit more. Not enough AA around here for Shkodder to keep this easily at bay. More 20mm coming out, but no fighters shown also whatsoever, so the Boston Bombers will continue. The Vegeta, amazing anti-tank gun, maybe the best anti-tank gun in the game. Most likely the best anti-tank gun in the game, as it also can use indirect fire. Solid HE shell, has smoke rounds, and has a great rate of fire combined with a great penetration value. So, at 2000 meter range that is, as well. So, really strong gun there. But if it goes down to artillery or bombs, that obviously doesn't matter much. For 70 points, must be for sure in the top 2 or top 3. And most likely is the top gun in the game. When it comes to being able to actually be like somewhat useful against most tanks. Obviously you have some small guns that are really good as well. But this thing is a really good all-rounder. Like my most versatile anti-tank gun maybe in the game. Schneider sitting around here. Takam hitting the Spandau. Well, it's the 20mm over here. Pushes back the Oblitus a bit. Artillery in form of the 150mm. Starts to do some work though. Bofors about to go down. Really starting to get some hits in there. Bofors goes down. But the Boston Mark III is still around. And we are in C phase. So both sides are down to 80 points now. 25 pounder on the other side coming in for counter battery. And the 1311 continuously taking. Down in position, really not strong. And the Schneiders here don't seem to be able to deal with the Shermans either. They should really not have a good time here either. Shermans quite heavily frontally armored. So getting through them, not that easy here. Panzer Grenadiers sitting on their own in the open. But this position is not smooth for Shkodder. 20mm goes down. Artillery trying to land in the rear. 150mm over here. Could get some nice snipes around here. But that is also necessary. Like, these guns need to get something done. They are somewhat of the lifeline here for Shkodder. A big investment as well. 240 points in these two. More than a minute of B phase income. And 3 minutes of C phase income actually. So, pretty scary. And need to do some work. As 4 Shermans and 2 Wolverines in the north outnumber the 2 Stooks and 2 Panzer IVs that Shkodder is bringing up there right now. Still by 2. So, these 2 guns need to constantly fire. But they're not firing right now, and I don't quite get why. I don't get why they are currently not firing. For sure, should do something there. Meanwhile, Pioneer Assault rolling forward over here. Could get up to the Digger Piats. Could maybe get something into this forest again. TNT hits the Oblitus quite hard. Southern section completely silent, as UUU has basically won this in the south. No testing there. 1 Panzer IV did fall for Shkodder. Can Shkodder, after killing off 1 Wolverine? No, both Wolverines actually. Both Wolverines have fallen on the other side, so thought it was a Wolverine and a Sherman, but it's both Wolverines. but the Sherman still lives. Boston Bombers, though, being relentless here. Leaders moving forward. Liga Piats engaging the Panzer Grenadiers in the north. Sherman helping out there. As more and more Panzer Grenadiers start to roll in. 1311, Fork Road Review continues. Can Shkodder break this setup? Top leaders hitting the Panzer Grenadier. Authority Kare sitting here still as well. Shermans have to be careful. Well, it's down in the south. Both sides still don't do anything. In the north, we have the Hotchkiss firing widely, but it's not an effective AAP, so not too great. Meanwhile, Sherman over here. Officially, no, okay. Can't see much. Stackhound and Stuk and Panzer IV slowly approaching. Can they get the kill there? 70 pounder and multiple other Shermans in the south and in the rear. For sure, do some blocking there. Pioneer getting killed off as well. Panzer Grenadiers and Pioneers trying to come in. More 20mm mortar autocannon cars. And the artillery is on to the 17 pounder. Boston Mark III getting around. Authority Kare actually gets shot by now. No anti-tank in the center to hold on against the Sherman. Outside of the one Authority Kare. So the one Authority Kare needs to get another good Panzerfaust shot. Panzerschreck rather. To get the kill there. And a Kitty Hawk coming into the center. Kitty Hawk dropping its bomb. Getting the one Authority Kare. Sherman engaging in the north. Driver killed onto the T4. And the 17 pounder coming in as well. Ooh, Stuk. Come on. 17 pounder gets another penetration. Okay, gets hit hard actually. Gets hit pretty hard. Gets taken out. EB Heuch moving forward versus the Sherman. But another 17 pounder is around, and you don't want to risk that in a 1v1 with the Stuk. Stuk not a great close-up 1v1er versus anti-tank guns. More used to letting the artillery do that job for them. Okay, trying to hit the 17 pounder, but that's already too late. Should try to move to north. Sherman gets killed off here. So yeah, it's some still nice action from Shkodder here. But the position is still not that great. The 20mm mostly got taken off. So no great AA. Down in the south, 2 more 20mm sitting here. 150mm trying to come in from the north. Could hit the 17 pounders. Could hit some Shermans here maybe as well. Let's see how well they hit. Have a pretty long aim time. 12-12. Let's see. Can Quadro U maybe make it work over here? What is the reinforcement role playing? 25 pounder. So Quadro U is starting to play the long game as well. Sherman getting killed off by the Schneider. Okay. Artillery pieces in the rear. Setting up for some good firepower. Onto the Shermans in the north. 17 pounder getting hit, and I need to stand up. And my circulatory system is getting shut down otherwise. So here we go. Might need a coffee after this one. Or rather, I guess normal water is just as good. Didn't quite hydrate myself enough today, I think. One of the reasons there. And sleep-wise, I actually had a good amount. The circulatory system is like, yeah, maybe shut down. Hopefully this need to retreat. Binary engaging here as well. 17 pounder under fire. Goes down. Hopefully this running into the 150mm artillery fire. Might go down to this as well, but Boston Bomber is doing similar, if not even more amount of works for the other side. So yes, the two 150mm artillery pieces are nice, but they can be easily hit by counter battery. There's no counter to the Bostons at the moment, and Shkodder is in trouble here. Kitty Hawk coming in. We'll hit the pioneers. Them quite well. Grenadier pushing back the Oblitus. I would say a lot, it's just bad air micro. I would say it's just bad micro. 13-11 here. Like, or no, not playing any counter. Like, if you don't play anything that deals with the Bostons, why should the Bostons not just kill you? Like, yeah. Grenadiers coming around. If you don't play any fighters and you don't bring out any AA. Now we have a flak feeling here that could do the job, but against no AA, Bostons are supposed to deal damage. Pioneer coming in over here. And with a time limit, I don't think air is that bad either. Like, maybe you could still prolong the damage, the reload time from damage, but I think that's already pretty decent. Like, could be a bit higher, but otherwise air, I would say, is in a pretty good spot. And Grenadier over here, engaging. P4 versus Oblitus as well. Those 17 flying around for some recon. Boston bombers coming in as well. Shkodder down 11-13. Counter battery starting to get to the 150mm here. 3 and by now 5 25-pounders. So yeah, the 2 150mm don't stand a chance here. Heavily outnumbered and outgunned. Whilst more MG42 coming in. Pioneers getting the Oblitus. But this is not looking good for Shkodder. Has not much against the air. Is losing the artillery war slowly. And has no grasp on this hill at the moment. And this hill would really be needed to get a shutdown onto the northern section. Like, a good Regida over here could be nice. But then you also obviously need to protect the Regida. Spitfire coming in once more. Leaders going down. Those 17 coming in. And Spitfire getting pushed back. The first time we see it in this stream, at least, I think. Or maybe the second time? Might be the second time, but they were played a couple of times before as well. But not in Division 1, I think. Boston Mark III coming in here. Getting a bomb onto the Pioneer. Spitfire getting the DOS 17 shut down. DOS 17 number 2 has to disengage. JU87D5 coming in from the other side. Will try to kill the Sherman. Bombing run and off map. Doing a good job here. So Shkodder under pressure. 13-11 is on. Pioneer trying to hit from the side. JU87D5 getting the cluster bomber off. Not getting the kill though. Sherman does survive here. Unfortunate for Shkodder. Could have really used the kill there. But the Sherman does keep up. Stokes still beat out the Shermans. But I feel like the long game is just not going Shkodder's way here. And he needs to take up... Like, he needs to break Quadro U by now. And Quadro U is on the 59. So, yeah, Shkodder is bringing in air now again. Yeah, Shkodder also has some artillery. But air and artillery is bigger, both on Quadro U's side now. And that all based on already being in any advantage by having 2 flags of the enemy. That the enemy can never get back, basically, in the south. So... really tough spot for Shkodder to be in. Another Boston bomber coming in. Luck feeling is around. If it focus fires, it should be able to get the kill. But I don't think it's focus firing. No. Might get the Kitty Hawk though. Has to reload. MG42s go down. Kitty Hawk still might bite the dust here. Nope, it survives. Could have killed the Boston with some focus fire there. But didn't do so. So, yeah. Should be a win for Quadro U here now. Pioneer coming up. Pushing onto the hill. Oplitas will go down. Boston bombers coming in with another nice run. Luck feeling. Against the Spitfire now. There, it should get a kill. But it's moving. And its accuracy on the move is not that great. So the C-Fire will get out. You want to keep these stationary whilst firing. Yeah, it's nice that you have them on a car that can move afterwards, but you want to keep them stationary in the meantime. SDKFZ 7/1 also getting hit by a lot of artillery here now. Ooh. Yeah, that's not hot. That's not hot. SDKFZ in trouble. He's trying to disengage there. Artillery on the other side, trying to get some kills again as well. But 13-11 still on here for Quadro U. Shkodder, though, pushing back in the center. Still has one Sherman up, one Stuck up here. But another Boston bomber will get through. No AA on the other side to stop it. As the SDKFZ is still falling back. Artillery is trying to hit it up. Not getting the kill there just yet though. Sherman getting up in the north. Sherman versus Stuck is trading. Sherman pushing back the Panzer Grenadiers as well. 13-11 still continuously going on here. As the KFZ has fallen back. That's the 1934s keep on pounding. 6-pounder under fire. Pioneery trying to trade out with the Digger Piats. But the Digger Piats have 2 Brents versus only 1 MG34 on the other side. Also Kitty Hawk once more coming in. AA pieces too far in the rear. No fighters in the air. So yeah, no chance here for Shkodder to stop the trains coming his way. Artillery also now once more hitting his artillery pieces here. And JR75 is coming in. Spitfire, Seafire here. No, Spitfire. Recon will go down. Luck Feeling does do the job. JR75 coming in. But AA on the other side now is keeping it at bay. Bofors should get the kill there. Let's 20mm move forward as well. 25-pounders here. Continuously hitting the target on the other side. Getting the artillery silenced. And it's back to a 12-12. Shkodder bringing in all he has, but there's not that much to give anymore. As the blues numbers here really are dwindling now. And the ground forces still trade up here, but every time a plane comes in, it destroys a unit that is hard to replace. And with so little damage on the Boston bombers mostly, their reload time is not that long. Obletus still coming in here. And only 40 minutes remaining. Yeah, next Boston bomber coming in. Trying to hit the Panzer Grenadier here. I'm not quite sure if they got on target in time. But it seems like they did. So the Panzer Grenadiers will be wiped out. Another unit off the board. Boston bomber going for a reload. And most likely will be able to come back one more time at least. Before the end of the game. Obletus being pushed back. Still only a 12-12. And Shkodder would need a massive win right now. And as the south is not takeable, it means like basically taking all of the north. And even then it might not be enough flex. There's only 5 more flex to gain here. And he could maybe at this stage even need an 18-6. So the first game here most likely will, like, chances are next to 0 by now that Shkodder is winning this. So the decider of you being able to make it maybe to the semifinals will be in the last game, it seems. As Boston Bomber once more coming in against some Panzer Grenadiers. Luck Feeling is shooting from the rear. Will do some damage. At least this Boston Bomber will then not be as easy to come by again. But 12-12 is still on. And Quadro U is pushing forward back here on the hill. The weakness of the New Zealanders here, 20mm is stopping them completely here. Obletus can't do anything against that. Really one of their biggest weaknesses in that regard. Pioneery coming in over here. Pioneery here. Got another TNT off, I think. Or maybe they got it off beforehand already. But were able to throw all the TNTs at some point. I've had 2 more Boston bombers coming in to try to deal with the situation here. Kitty Hawk coming in as well. Pioneery going down. Panzer Grenadiers under fire as well. All being pushed back. And the flag will, in a second, most likely go back into the hands of Quadro U. And then we are gonna take down Shkodder even closer to the loss. 25 pounders also now hitting everything, every valuable target on the map. 35 pounders without radio though, relatively inaccurate. And not that much damage on them. So we'll see if they actually do too much. Stuart's moving up. Will most likely get the kill here. 20mm actually gets the Stuart beforehand, but 1311 is on, and there's not that much to stop that anymore. Brigida getting hit by 5 guns at a time, even though they're inaccurate and don't deal too much damage. 5 of them most likely will do the job eventually anyways. So we'll see how this goes. As the last off-map comes in on the Northern Hill as well. Only 4 minutes on the clock. Brigida getting hit up badly. German still engaging from over here. German support getting the MG42. Whilst 25 pounders keep on pounding. Brigida has fallen. Next off map here might even kill off the AAPs. And the Boston bombers then might return. So yeah, tough situation here for Shkodder. Got pushed off before he could get a dent in. The southern push, situation here also always has been rough. Wolverine versus Stuk, as Shkodder tries to push here with a desperation move. Kinda needs to do it. And maybe Shkodder has too little attention here right now. Maybe there's some moves that could work out. Maybe they can then overrun the position, but only 3 minutes left and only 10 minutes left in general. So getting this done right now, highly unlikely. Wolverine also not falling to the Stuk just yet. So that one will still be around. Kill onto the MG42 in the south as well. Boston bomber coming in here as well. And yeah, Shkodder was able to invest into all these air units without Shkodder taking enough ground in the meantime. So Shkodder getting really close to victory here. Shkodder getting really close to victory. Shkodder, sorry. The mix-up in these games were insane. Boston bombers getting pushed back. Kitty Hawk retreating as well. Obletus falling back here too. Pioneers trying to get up on this hill, but there's not that much to gain. Artillery in the rear also being set up. Obletus will engage the artillerists and will wipe them out as well. T4 still holding, the Panzer IV still holding the hill though. Or Sherman or something is needed. Once more, Obletus not being able to deal with the armored threat here. But the 1311 is constantly ticking. Now the rush towards the town is moving, but there's still the Sherman 1B and the 17 pounder up this hill. And they will try to get quite a couple of kills before all these units can arrive. 17 pounder in over here as well. Pioneers get unloaded early. Hotchkiss goes down. Sherman 1B engages the units over here now as well. Wolverine once more onto the Stuk. Stuk gets a penetration. Wolverine so far gets the kill, so that falls as well. Only 1 minute 20 remaining, and Shkodder surrenders here. In-game number 1. So Shkodder is up 1-0 and only needs that one more game, one more win to make it to the tiebreaker against Scarce. So can he beat Shkodder one more time? Or can Shkodder end the dreams of Shkodder in the final game here? We will see in a second. GG. Yeah, first Blindata really not quite showing up there. Second New Zealanders, good play there by Shkodder, getting the bombers at the right time to punish the missing AA and fighters of his opponent. Killing off the fighter bombers of Shkodder in numbers as well, that Shkodder didn't get any protection for. And the push in the south also came against a pretty unprotected Shkodder there. And taking those flags that easily without being punished for it elsewhere on the map is just really, really strong. And yeah, Shkodder did it. So yeah, let's move on into the next game. Okay, here we go. The deciding game. Can Shkodder make it work? Or will Shkodder be able to stop it? As we have an interesting matchup here. With Shkodder once more being allowed a Western Allied division. And none other than second Infantry. The second US Infantry, a division that is highly ranked by most people and usually is banned, but it isn't banned this time. While Shkodder plays a division that is also quite highly rated, especially on Harashaya, the 28th Jäger. A division with good off map, which is always helpful on this map, but Quadryu has some of map of his own. And the Jägers, which are really strong infantry, especially for close quarter combats, but also decent on the mid range, which makes them so strong that they are like solid on the mid range, solid on the long range, and good on the close range. Whilst on the other side, we have good long and mid range, and then decent on the short range in form of the rifles of the second Indian head. And Shermans versus Stokes once more. So in the tank department, Shkodder has the advantage if he can get tank on tank combat going, but Sherman's always good on Harashaya for supporting infantry fights in the center, if the micro is right. So this should be interesting. And let's see how it goes. Yeah, obviously. Steel Division is all about the spam chat. Whoever spams better wins automatically. That's how it works. No, yeah. I think we've been now got proven wrong by this top level segment quite a couple of times about that. Like the micro here is quite impeccable. Obviously, there's quite a couple of units sometimes on the battlefield, but not much more than any other RTS out there. Like if you have late game Age of Empires 4 or StarCraft 2, you also control a couple of dozens, if not a couple of hundred of units, so we'll see how it goes. Stormjagers, Giga Pioneers versus Bofors and Co. And once more, shout out to everyone contributing on Match Reno. Big thanks. We by now are at $374.85. So this should be nice. Yeah, Kurik, obviously the best division in the game as well right now. So yeah, big thanks to getting us close to the $400 already. And if we make it over the $400, you can see me suffer with that just mentioned Kurik 559 for a full on stream. I have to play it a full stream with only playing that division in ranked time after time. And we will see how many games I can win with that. It will be interesting. You can also add prize money to the prize pool for free by just clicking the visit link here, for example, going to the website of Vetrino. We already used up all our contribution links, so big thanks for that. For everyone who, all the 50 of you that came up and clicked the claim code button. Big thanks there. And yep, big thanks to every little small contribution here. As I said, you can still get some free money there by just visiting some websites or maybe doing some likes on YouTube if you're up for that as well. But visiting G Fuel and visiting Matcherino alone already adds another 20 cents to the prize pool. So if everyone in chat would do that right now, for example, we would go up a couple of euros once more. So yeah, here we go. Second Indian head, 28 Jäger, sellout section over. But I'm really proud that we once more got that prize pool together and approaching those $400, getting us up to a winner's prize pool of over $150 already. So yeah, quite nice amount of money. And let's see, right side, Shkodder, 28 Jäger, left side, second infantry. Should be nice. Should be nice. Rösselsprung is not worse. Rösselsprung has so much more to offer in infantry section. Like Rösselsprung's infantry, if you micro-nice, is good. And it has enough auto cars that it can work on the right map as well. Rösselsprung is not that bad actually. Like on the right map. Like Rösselsprung is not a good division, don't get me wrong, but compared to Korik, where currently everything feels overpriced, and you didn't even get more tigers with the tiger buff, it's quite a difference. What? 14th infantry? How dare you, Tony? I think we have to. think we have to do something about that. Rifle earlies in the north. Like, how is 14th worse? 14th has flak feelings. 14th has good infantry. Like, not a lot of it, but it has good infantry. And 14th has Tigers, Looks, and Stooks, which are all great tanks at the moment, like solid usable tanks. 14th has a good artillery tab. And 14th has a support tab that is, like air support tab that is workable with what it has in A8 now. Like before the flak feeling maybe, but now I just don't see it. Wolf coming in. Maybe you're just bad with it. Like I think you're just coping, Sony. Like the fun part about this community currently is everyone is just like, oh yeah, the divisions I win are good, divisions I lose with are bad. That's not how it works. I win with Korik and Korik is still shit. And I lose with DFL and DFL is still good. Scharfschützen coming in down here in the south. Jäger flamethrower coming in as well. Jägers here, moving in through. Jägers will join them. Hook 3G moving in from the rear. E30 HMC coming in from the other side. So rifle earlies, quite a lot of them coming in here. Why Mike so quiet? I don't think the mic is that quiet. Maybe I could go a bit closer. Yeah, don't know. Was the mic so quiet? Like, depending on my end, which, like, the input on my end says it's not that quiet. But yeah, Focke-Wulf flying around. Jäger flamethrowers coming in the south. Good unit. Double flamethrower coming in. Jäger Scharfschütze moving around as well. Whilst over here, Sturmjägers in a good position. If they can catch off some infantry off guard, they can delete them quite quickly with 3-star veterancy. But if they get hit from the rear, they not do anything. And that's a 30-point unit, so you don't want to get it hit from the rear. You want to have them in action. Stoke 3G coming up as well, trying to deal with the T-30. But has to be careful, as those fire heat shells. So they have a K-ish penetration against Stook. 1410 is on for UUU so far. Shkodder is playing 28th Jäger, yeah. 28th Jäger versus 2nd Indian Head. Jäger, one of the best German infantry divisions, as the Jäger infantry squad itself is amazing. Sturmjägers are decent, but Jägers itself are really good infantry for 20 points. MG42 is great. 2 G43s give it a decent extra damage firepower, but having 7 MP40s plus the MG42 is just a really nice combo for 20 points, making it good on the short range and on the long range. Like, they beat Guardia on the long range, and they beat Guardia and stuff in the short range. So that's quite nice. Ranger Marauders here get caught. Bomber coming in nicely as well, pushing this back here. But the center is still slightly in favor of UUU. North, really defensive setup here, and light setup for Shkodder. No units here around at all. Like, basically, only one Sturmjäger, one Scharfschützen, and a Pak 38 holding the line. Other side is a bit more, but also nothing that is super great on the offense. But P38 bombers are quite the nukes. And they come in here and take out quite a couple of units. One of the reasons why this division is so scary. 2nd Indian Head has a lot of good tools. M3 howitzers with 2000 meter range are one more of them. They got nerfed quite a couple of times. Like, they got down to 55 points now. They were 45 points once. They are now quite a bit more expensive, so they're not as broken anymore, but they're still a really good asset that helps you out, giving you that 2000 meter range HE, which you wouldn't have otherwise, and which you don't have in a lot of other divisions. Jäger flamethrowers, unique in that they have 2 flamethrowers on the normal flamer squadron, but you pay 5 points extra for it. Well, in the south, UUU has taken back control over this. Jägers and Jäger flamethrowers though coming in again. Black 43s also able to kill off P38s. P38s, good bomb load, nice speed, so hunting them down with fighters, not so easy. But they are super paper planes. So a Flak 43 hitting them for a decent amount of time will kill it. So you have, once the Flak 43 is online on every part of the map, the P38 basically can't come around anymore. Unless the Flak 43 gets killed off. Which you can do as well, as you have radio mortars. or 60mm mortars. 60mm mortars it is for the beginning here, it seems. But we are on the 1311 here. M8 coming in from the rear. And Jägers could push forward. 1311 for Quadro U. Sturmjägers hitting here from the rear. Rifle early, getting hit. Another Sturmjäger coming in as well. Well, it's the rifle earlies. And so on. Keep on continuing here. 1311 for Quadro U. Focke-Wulf is in the skies. Wolf side on Maverick. Focke-Wulf will see that there is no AA, so the Focke-Wulf fighter bomber can come around easily. And that one can be clutch here. Can help out big time in this fight over here. Does miss though. Doesn't hit perfectly on target. Does go a bit too deep. Rangers versus Jäger Flamethrower will be interesting. Double Flamer versus single Flamer, but a lot more hit points on the Rangers side. But they will lose out here. Or actually, both sides will lose out. And that leaves Engineers versus Jägers, which, if the Engineers can throw their TNT, is obviously good for the Engineers. But 2 Jäger squadrons might be able to kill off the Engineer with the nerf time, like with the 1 extra second of aim time, before they can throw it. We will see how this goes. Whilst more Sturmjägers come in from the rear. One more infantry for the center. The other Sturmjäger teams though have been quite decimated by now. A lot of skirmishing around here. Jägers will make it in without being shot at. Stuk and Stu still around as well. Whilst the M3 howitzer is in the rear. Stu maybe, if it has line of sight, could be used to hit that. Not currently doing that just yet though. Both engineers are on top of each other. So they will get their TNT off. But they both throw it at the same Jäger squadron. And that is a bit overkill. Allowing the Jägers to push out the engineer squads afterwards. So good move there by Shkodder, getting them both to throw it at the same team. Then moving the other one, just sidestepping slightly. We saw that slightly move to the left so that it doesn't get pinned down by the TNT. And that was good enough to push the engineers out of here. More Rangers at T-30 and some Ranger LMGs trying to come in here. Focke-Wulf still having an eye on it. Still not much AA on either side. Only one medium-sized AA piece in the middle for both sides. Shkodder bringing in the first off-map, being the airplane off-map for the center. One of the reasons why this division is so good on this map, because Harashaya has a lot of good targets for off-map. Bofors trying to get the kill onto the off-map plane, but the off-map plane I think turned around quickly enough that it shouldn't be a kill. Gabby is out for a hunt though. Will Gabby get connection? No. Flak 43 strong enough to force Gabby away. Don't lose Gabby here, Quadro U. Gabby should survive against the Flak 43 as a B-47 is a sturdy plane. But maybe with some crits? No. Nope. Gabby will get out. Takes some damage, but will get out. Off-map plane made it out as well though. Will be able to come around later again. And the first off-map will come in. Rifle early's trying to push in here. Jäger's caught out in the open, not being in a building. Bad position there to be in for Shkodder. Has to disengage there. Off-map coming in. Gets surrendered though, before he can take action upon that. Jäger Spähtruppen coming in a Kübel MG. Interesting choice here that we saw a couple of times by Shkodder already. The Kübel MG having very good optics, and I mean they have an MG that they can use, and 5 points is not a big investment, but I'm still not sure if it's really a unit even worthwhile 5 points. Rifle earlers over here though, starting to die. Stu gets the kill onto the M3 most likely, without getting hit back. Yeah, Stu, M42, nice HE support there. And the push in the town starts to come in now for Shkodder. Down in the south, still holding the forest over here for now, but the Rangers most likely will change that. More engineers coming up as well. Jägers here, getting pushed out. More Jägers coming in for the center though. On the other side, in M10, it hits the battlefield. Kübel MG trying to hit the rifle earlies. Rifle earlies kill off the Kübel MGs though, and yeah, these were not really worthwhile points there. Only using up a bit of time for the rifle earlies there. get the kill. Unarmored vehicles that have less than 1000 meter range are really, really, really risky. As if the enemy has a single MG, they can just kill you off in return. Mortar 60mm coming up in the north. Sturmjägers getting hit. Getting pushed out here. More and more Jägers and Stuck 3s coming in as well. Jäger Scharfschützen chilling out in the south, whilst more rifle earlies and engineers sitting around here. Mortar 60mm trying to aim up onto the Sturmjägers. Could do the job. Stu has to disengage. M10 is out for blood. Really good tank destroyer. The M10s, one more reason why this division is so good. And in B phase we might see the Hellcats as well. Like, the infantry is just really sturdy. You have a lot of good support assets for it in 2nd Indian Head. The infantry itself, like, is above average. The M Grand is helping out, but it's not completely broken. But really what makes this division so strong is the M10s, the normal Shermans, the T-30 supports, the basic good AA with Beauforts, the good air support, and then decent artillery and a really nice quick hunt unit with the Hellcats as well. And that all based on infantry that can compete with all the divisions out there. Like, you don't get easily beaten in the infantry fight with this division. By no other division, basically. Sturmjägers and Jägers engaging the rifle earlies here. Jägers not using the MP40s. These two units should have been swapped around. Sturmjägers in here, not being hit by the... and the Jägers in here with the MP40s. But they will beat the rifle earlies eventually. So, took them a bit longer than necessary. Sturmjäger trying to come in as well. 60mm mortar, firing up in the north. Spooks. We have a lot of fire support in here. So the Jägers can move up. Another Stuk coming around. T-47 out for the hunt for the off-map. Off-map this time didn't make it in. Bofors get onto a bit further forward. So the off-map plane will not get it in. But another P-47 invested into. Focke-Wulf from the other side though. A bit unnecessary here for Shkodder as well. Won't catch the opponent either. And runs over the two Bofors. Second Bofors can help out from the south. Flies directly over this one. That might actually be a lot of damage on the Focke-Wulf, if not even a kill. Bofors has to reload in a crucial moment. Will it get the kill? Oh, that would be a brutal loss for Shkodder. Nope. Focke-Wulf will get out, but will take a while. Though Shkodder, planning the next move, is investing into a lot of units in the north. Southern segment not going too well for him, but with the Jägers he should be able to push any units out here still. And he has a big investment into Jäger Pioneers and Jägers here once more. Outnumbering the enemy slightly. Whilst in the center, his slow push is moving forward. So Jäger, rifle earlies and lates are holding the line. 60mm mortar will hit the MG42. And the 12-12 is still continuing. Two really good divisions meeting in the hands of two really good players. Stuk gets the kill onto the T-30. T-30 though, with the heat shell, gets the kill onto the Stuk as well. But at the same time, M10 got bailed out by the Stuk and the Stu. Stu and Stuk should be able to get the kill there. Nice double teaming of Shkodder there. Marder moving in as well. Killing off the M10 is quite crucial. Off map, now on the side of Kortvoyu to try to keep this steady and maybe pushing the enemy back a bit as well. Well, Shkodder is setting up for a good engagement down in the south here. Really methodically placing the Jägers all around here. Not giving the go just yet though. IG-33 for over here. Interesting positioning. Another IG-33 for the long ranges. And long ranges, if you can kill off the M10s and the Hellcats, you can control with this division. So we'll see how this goes. M10s though have 2000 meter range with the APCRs, and the Stuks and Marders only 1750. So from the really long ranges, with a bit of supply, the Hellcats can bully this, as they're also so fast that they can hit and run. So the M18's a really, really strong vehicle. A really unique one as well in its functionality, as most tank destroyers in this game are relatively slow, but this one is a fast one with long ranges. light armor and only 8 hit points, but if you never get hit, you don't have to worry about armor or hit points. So, speed being this thing's best friend. Speed and range. Basically the proto-Leopard 1 in its doctrinal usage. And the 12-12 is still going on here. Focke-Wulf Fighter Bomber gets the stuns that were wanted here for Shkodder. Shkodder now following it up. Got one ranger killed already beforehand. And now is pushing in big time into this forest. Gabby trying to hunt down the Focke-Wulf. Will not be able to chase it though. But another off-map plane is coming in for a center. Meanwhile, Marder will engage over here. And yeah, I would be up to playing that after this Homer. I would be up to casting those after it. So we go into the playoffs after this game as well, guys. Nice. Marder and Stu getting hit. Hellcats engaging over here. Gabby gets pushed back. And the Flak 43 will try to hit up Gabby. Won't be quite making it though. Won't be quite making it. Okay. Gabby making it out. 12-12 is on. Rangers and Eagles trading here down in the south. And so far, Shkodder still holds the front line. But after the Rangers push it back, it will be taken over. P38 coming in the south. Still no Flak 43 here. As we're approaching the 20-minute mark. That will be interesting. But the IG-33 hold the line up here. Stuk 3G. Can you get the kill? No. Hellcat is disengaging. Got a bit too close there. Bit too close for comfort. Rhino moving up as well. Rhino still not a good matchup against the Stuk though. Like, Rhino has a lot of good matchups against Shermans and T-34s. But not quite good enough to beat the Stuk. Well, actually, price-wise, being more expensive than the Stuk. Stuk price by now, really good. Sherman over the years went up in price. Stuk went a bit down in price. So by now, they meet at a really nice spot. So should be cool. But the P47 tries to come in onto the Focke-Wulf. Focke-Wulf gets killed. Takes the wrong turn there. Got her with the mess up. Is the Focke-Wulf fighter ready yet? No, not quite yet. P47 might get it behind another Focke-Wulf fighter bomber. No, this one is not working out for Paru this time. Bazooka goes down. Ranger LMG got spotted as well. Gets hit as well. And the P47 now finds itself outnumbered. 3-1. A friend shows up again though. So both sides investing heavily into the air war here. Who can take the win? Double teaming working out here. P47 on the hunt. Off the map. Is trying to get the kill. Not quite able to do so though. And will have to return home empty-handed. And short one brother in arms falling on the battlefield. Focke-Wulf, well, most likely will make it out here. Focke-Wulf still a relatively fast plane. Bomber run here. Not quite pinning down the Ranger LMG though. So the Ranger LMG able to kill off one Jaeger. Whilst the Stuk is slowly moving forward. No bazooka around anymore. Replacement bazooka coming in. Another fight of Focke-Wulf coming in as well. Off map coming in for UUUU. Whilst he's also having control over this zone over here. Jaeger coming in big numbers as well. P38 coming in from the other side. Jaegers are falling back. Taking heavy damage still. Focke-Wulf gets the leader. Rafalelis getting killed off as well. Ranger LMG still running. P47 tries to get the hunt, but good move there by Shkodder. Getting the right turn and now getting the hell out of there. Meanwhile though, the off-map of UUUU quite deadly. Off-map from Shkodder coming in to counter it. Stuk goes down to the off-map. P47 not able to kill off the Focke-Wulf. Ooh, and is doing a dangerous turn here. Now has to fly all this distance across the range of the Flak 43. Flak 43 at 1-star hit points does have a decent accuracy. Not quite as good as if it would be 2-star veterancy, but doesn't get the kill. Okay, with 2-star veterancy I would say that would have been a safe kill. With 3-star veterancy at least. But with 1-star veterancy, yeah, sometimes you really have to hope that it hits well, that the RNG is going your way. And T-47, not that easy of a kill to plane to kill. Spitfires or BF-109s there would have gone down already. Meanwhile, Stock 3G versus Sherman on range. Not a good engagement for the Sherman. Really good chances of pouncing, especially if you're also hit by off-map at the same time. And one more kill for Shkodder. Nice off-map from Shkodder. Next off-map coming in for Quarter-U. The classic Harushaya midfield has been established. Whilst up in the north, a lot of Jaegers are flooding in, but the Ranger LMGs and Ranger Late still holding the line. 2 bars and 2 Brownings respectively on these squadrons, giving them a decent firepower on the long ranges for sure. But there's just so many Jaegers flooding in onto them, and they are running out of hit points. P-38 though tries to change that, gets another Jaeger killed, pins down 2 more. P-38 really crucial here, and not having any more AA pieces here around for Shkodder is for sure not great at the moment. Got in with another fighter bomber himself, but now brings in the flak feeling. That would end the life of a P-38 if it would come back in the north right now. North AA in the south either. Jaegers coming around, off map, holding the line, whilst the Jaegers slowly move forward. Rifle Lates versus Jaegers in the center. Jaegers being pinned down. And the Rhino keeps on pounding as well. Jaegers need to retreat. Jaeger Pioneers in the north. Engaging engineers that already threw their TNT. Jaeger Pioneers just throw theirs. So they will win this fight here. A lot of trades here for both sides as well. Flak Feeling gets into position. Dome Pioneer. And Jaeger, like the early setup here of Shkodder still in place. I guess as a fallback mechanic. In case he ever gets overrun or hit by an off-map up here in the north. He can bring them back around and maybe try to hit the enemy. Flak Feeling now with 2-star veterancy up here. That would kill off a P-38 in no time if it gets its gun on it. Jaeger has to disengage. Second off-map coming in on the side of Quarter-U. 13-11 still for our Italian player. And another P-38 is coming in. Is the Flak Feeling having enough line of sight though? If it has line of sight, it will evaporate this P-38. But it is too close to the edge, isn't it? Yeah, it doesn't get line of sight. Now gets line of sight, but that might be too late. That might be too late. Yeah, also doesn't have line of sight for long enough. Shkodder just needs to space it out a bit further. Needs to get in here, and then you have line of sight. You can't be that close to the hill. Especially not with trees on top. You just don't see good enough into the skies. Jaegers coming in here in good numbers. IG, 33 and Stu holding the line in the meat grinder of Harushaya. Rifle earlies being pushed back. Getting killed off, whilst the Rifle Lates move in as well. Mortars try to stop them. Rifle Lates still being pushed back. But maybe the off-maps allow Quarter-U to hold the line here. Currently slightly outnumbered there. Meanwhile, more Jaegers coming in for the south. And Quarter-U might run out of CQC units here soon. A lot of engineers and rangers already played. I don't think he has any rangers left. And the last couple of engineers also come in right here, right now. Jaeger Pioneers disengaging. Both sides hitting each other hard. Over here, both sides throw their TNT as well. And both sides go down. That's the Stuck, has to be careful. Ranger Marauders on the hunt. Ooh, can they get a kill? More Jaegers coming in. Northern reinforcements coming in both sides at 80 point income only. 12-12 is on. And Quarter-U still up in points. Jaegers helping out from the rear. Stuck 3G could come around as well. Jaegers might be able to move forward. Whilst Rifle Lates and co. driving in the rear. 13-11 now for Shkodder though. As the southern engagement went well for him. And Jaegers moving in the center as well. Supply truck in the rear. Xylophone coming in as well. Stuck 3G moving forward. Jaeger versus Rifle Late here. In an engagement. But more and more Jaeger Pioneers coming up as well. 16mm mortar coming around. 1410 for Shkodder. Is Shkodder breaking Quadro U right now? Rhino goes down. Off map would still be around. Oh no, would it? Oh, I think he lost the off map. This is the old off map, right? Where's the... He lost the new off map. But Ryu has no off map for the center anymore. Xylophone is coming in, but he also has no tanks here right now. And the Xylophone has a lot of targets that it has to hit at the same time, basically. But the northern push also is outnumbering him right now. Ranger Marauders have found... allowed a kill on one Stoke at least. One Stoke went down. Second Stoke still around though. And it still outguns the Rhino. Luck feeling here for safety reasons as well. AA in the south still would be nice. 59 though is on, and that is really bad for Quadro U. Getting kicked down quickly here now. And this might end badly. Jägers engaging over here. Rifle Lates in the church, getting beaten up. Jäger moving around over here, should be able to get a flag as well. Let's more Rifle Lates move on into the center. Stoke 3G slowly moving forward. And 17-7 is this already by now. And this ain't great for Quadro U's hopes of making it into semifinal. In fact, if Shkodder wins here, they are both tied for last place in this group. They both have the same amount of points, so that wouldn't be great for Quadro U. IG33, one more shot onto the M10, might get the kill. P38's coming in right now here in the south. Good switch over here with the P38s again, as there's no AA to stop them here. But the second one hits perfectly in the center between all the infantry units of Shkodder. I'm not quite sure if this was on purpose to keep them safe from bombs. If the placement of the infantry on the edge was on purpose, then great, well done by Shkodder. If not, he got really lucky there. Kind of looked like it was on purpose, but maybe was just lucky there. But the 59 is continuing. Taking down Quadro U down quite quickly. Okay, no, off-map is still around. Okay, that off-map is the real off-map. Still has 2 shots then. Whilst on the other side, Shkodder brings in the second off-map as well. So, equilibrium in off-map vehicles here in the center right now. Both sides hitting each other. 59 for Shkodder. And that means most likely both sides will just get bugged down. And we might not see a frontline shift at all. Stu from the north and IG33 in a nice spot as well. Stu hitting up some infantry here. But the off-map now is coming in for Quadro U. But the one of Shkodder is basically perfectly timed to follow that up and not allowing all of these units to move. And Quadro U